Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I've got a fun guest to chat with, and we've got a great program in store. Today, we are going to be visiting with a U.S. veteran, Matt Butler, and he's got a little game that he created called Rollors, Rollors. It's kind of like beanbags. It's kind of like horseshoes. It's kind of like a lot of different things, but it's unlike any of those because it's different. It's these little. It's kind of like I'm going to ask him if it looks to me like maybe the size of a hockey puck. I don't know if it's that big. Maybe it's thicker, bigger. I don't know, but it's got different numbers on it, and you roll them to this. I don't know what you call it, target, I suppose. Anyway, he developed this thing while he was serving in the military. He's getting grants now as a veteran, which is really cool. And these things are popping up in stores all over the place. So I'm excited to chat with him about this hero that is now doing something now that he's home that I think is really kind of neat. So I'm going to be chatting with Matt later in the program. Got a couple of quotes to get to here. The Saturday quote from Will Rogers: "Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there." I like that. And then Dave Chappelle says, "The hardest thing to do is to be true to yourself, especially when everybody is watching." A couple of great quotes this weekend. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, April the 21st, is National Yellow Bat Day, National Chocolate-Covered Cashews Day, National Kindergarten Day, National Auctioneers Day. I should have said that a whole lot faster. Auctioneers, they talk fast. It's also National Record Store Day, which is the third Saturday in April. Then Sunday, April the 22nd, National Earth Day. Wait a minute. National Earth Day? Do you need both of those words? It's Earth Day.
I thought they already had Earth Day.
No, it's...
Didn't we just talk about Earth Day?
No.
I feel like we just had Earth Day.
We talked about the fact that it was coming up. So no, we didn't just have it. National Earth Day. I think it's Global Earth Day. But National Girl Scout Leaders Day and National Jelly Bean Day. All of that happening on Sunday. It's a busy weekend. Get out there and celebrate.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, a very bizarre story. I almost didn't read this, and I'm going to kind of not say everything that it says in the story because it's just a weird story. But a woman died after her German doctor lover allegedly sprinkled cocaine on a certain part of his body before she engaged in a certain act. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I've got a link to the story if you want all the details on it. And I was looking at the story. This is the third person that has had an issue with this guy doing something like this. The other two got very ill, and this one actually died. I just don't understand that at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. I am very naive, I'm sure. There's probably something there that I don't understand, but either way. I've got a link to that in our show notes at the show notes blog at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Talk about having a bad night. A man in Parkland, Washington was not only busted for drunk driving, but also found himself covered in dog feces while he was trying to hide from the police. Ordeal began when a man called 911 to report a car was running red lights, driving erratically, and nearly crashed into several cars. About 8 minutes later, a woman called 911 to report something similar. Guy has driven through her gate. Driver from the car jumped out. Then he got back in the car. He passed out, was covered in dog feces. The homeowner stated the man crashed through their gate, jumped over a fence, and tried to hide in a large container. Well, that container is where these dog breeders dump their dog feces. So he jumped in a giant garbage can full of
Serves him right.
doggy doo-doo. The drunk driver got out of the container, then passed out in the car. They found him there, covered from head to toe.
Gross.
Yeah, not good. That's a pretty crappy night right there, I'm going to say. I've got a link to that story if you want to read more. It's on our show notes blog at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Kim Zolciak-Bierman says she will never appear on The Real Housewives of Atlanta again.
Oh no! How will we ever get on with life?
I didn't know she was on it before because I don't
know. I don't watch that show.
I don't either. But there's people, there's got to be somebody because these shows keep popping up and there's more and more people watching them, apparently. Hillary Swank snapped a selfie with a fan pretending to be her doppelganger. I think that's kind of cool. It's nice that she did the photo with the person because there are some people who are kind of snooty and they won't do. No, I'm not doing a photo with you.
Yeah,
but this lady.
I was reading an article one time about like the rudest celebrities that you've ever met, and I can't remember who this was, but he said I don't give autographs to ugly chicks.
Oh
he
no!
He flat out told her that, and I can't remember which celebrity it was now, but
man.
I remember thinking, what a jerk!
Why would you say something like that?
I know.
That's not nice.
It's awful.
Well, I was looking to see if they had a photo of the selfie of this doppelganger, and I don't see it. So there you go. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by...
That was fascinating.
I know. I let you tell your story while I was looking, so thank you, Heidi.
You're welcome.
This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now your scoop of the day. Tuesday of this last week, the IRS online payment site went down. So I wonder if that was because so many people were trying to pay their taxes all at once. You think that's what happened?
I wonder if you were on there trying to pay your taxes that day and you didn't get it paid, if they're gonna give you an extension and you don't have a penalty, because that's the day and the exact time that I was trying to pay.
Is that what it was?
My taxes.
That's exactly when. What a coincidence. So was I. What day was it again? Tuesday. Yes. Everybody was doing it Tuesday. We knocked that site down because we were all on there trying to pay. All right. Are you the kind of person who worries about gasoline that you burn, like what type you burn, or the paper towels that you throw out, or the small appliances that are burning electricity even when you're not home?
No.
For some, being green has taken over their life. Things have gotten so bad for them, they suffer from a new thing called eco-anxiety.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Eco-anxiety is where you maybe, excuse me for coughing there. Hopefully that was off the mic. I tried to. But where you get too worked up and too worried about things that you really can't control. And you need to calm down. Take an eco-chill pill, because if you're concerned about it, that's awesome that you're concerned for our environment. That's great. But there's only so much one person can do, and you're doing a lot already. So just take a deep breath and, chillax a little bit. It's all going to be okay. This is just a bizarre story. I just don't understand.
And all that extra worrying you're doing just increases your breathing, and then you're sucking up all the oxygen, and then there's not going to be enough for anybody to be able to survive, and then we're all going to die because you're using all the oxygen.
Quit with all this eco-anxiety. Come on. Now, here's a bizarre story from China. More facial recognition equipment has been installed in public toilets in China. So we talked about this a while back. Each person scans their face and receives 15 inches of toilet paper from a dispenser. The idea is to stop each user from taking too much toilet paper and to crack down on theft of toilet paper. Sensors in toilet cubicles will also issue an alert to an attendant if somebody's been in there for more than 10 minutes. So if you're in the toilet for more than 10 minutes, and if you're taking too much toilet paper, well, they're not going to allow that because you only get 15 inches of toilet paper. And I'm like, that's probably enough to do the job, isn't it? 15
It
inches?
depends on the
I
job.
suppose. You might have to... Excuse me, can we trade stalls? I need to sit somewhere. I got to sit somewhere where they don't recognize my face for a bit. I'm not exactly sure why that's going on.
Sometimes it's messy. You need a little more.
I really don't think we need to talk about that anymore. I don't know why I even...
You're the one who brought it up.
I did, and I'm regretting it already, actually. And one last thing that I'm also going to regret. A new study finds the average American utters their first curse word of the day at 10:54 a.m. I'm just trying to think of what we're doing at that time that's making everybody curse. That is the first, according to this new study, they asked people if they use curse words, and if they do, what time do they do it? And they averaged it out. 10:54 a.m. is when people start using the curse words.
My first word every day is almost always a
Would
curse
you
word.
just stop?
Look at my clock.
No, Heidi. Yeah, she's just trying to sound like she's a bad girl, but she's not. She's not really as tough as she sounds on the radio.
I'm tougher.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see. I thought we were over our time. We actually have time for one last thing. So that last thing that I said was our last thing. That wasn't really the last thing. This is the last thing. And then I promise we'll be done. A Malaysian police officer was arrested after he allegedly broke into a Mercedes-Benz to steal the Benz, but then dozed off in the luxury seat. It was so comfy.
Oh.
So he was a police officer in Malaysia who should be helping people, not get their car stolen. But instead, he was going to steal a Mercedes. It was so comfy and cozy, he fell asleep and stayed there.
Wow.
That's not good. You're doing it wrong, I think.
I've never been in
Pretty
a Mercedes.
Oh, we'll have to see. They must be cozy.
They
I
must
probably
be.
couldn't get one. I'd fall asleep while I'm driving. Couple of fun things right there on our Scoop of the Day, courtesy of 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us today. And first of all, I want to say thank you for your service, because he's an Air Force veteran and he's now got a really cool game that he's promoting. It's now, Matt, are you the inventor of the game?
I am, yes. I created it about 7 years ago, and I started it out of my garage.
And again, our guest is Matt Butler. The game is called Rollors, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like beanbags or horseshoes, but it's a little different, isn't it?
Most definitely, yeah. It's a game that's got a fusion of a bunch of other games that have been around for over a century. It's got a little dash of bocce ball, a little splash of horseshoes, little bag toss. It's got a little bit of everything in there, all rolled into one game.
And I like how you say all rolled into one game, because the whole concept is you're rolling a little game piece towards the other side. And I think it's a brilliant idea. How did you come up with this idea, Matt?
So I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and grew up in Minnesota. We had a lake cabin, and Mom and Dad were always just trying to get us out of the house. And that, we didn't have arcade games and PlayStation, all that. Fishing, making treehouse, and bocce ball and horseshoes is just one of those things that I love to play.
Nice. And then how did it become Rollors? How did it take that leap to doing something like this?
Well, on one of my deployments, I was just visualizing, kind of, remembering and hoping. I couldn't wait to get back to the United States and just seeing the lush green, because I was in the Middle East, and you could just imagine this bland desert tan, all one color. And I thought, I can't wait to get back and play horseshoes with friends and family. And I started just visualizing. There seems to be the same games have been out there for years, and they're all great games. I love all of them, and I have all of them. But I thought I wanted to start to conceptualize something a little bit different. And I started imagining rolling a tire, and I just started coming up with different things. And when I got back, I started tinkering around in my garage and created some prototypes, which is what it came to today.
And again, the game is called Rollors, and I'm going to have a link on our social media to make it really easy for you to find it. How big? I'm looking at images on it here. How big is a roller? Is it the size of like a hockey puck, or is it bigger than that?
I would say about twice the size of a hockey puck. And the object of the game is you have two goals, you space them out 25 feet from each other, and you roll the disc towards the goal, and the closest to the goal gets the points associated with the disc. You could imagine a hockey puck, and there's points on each side of the disc, and you roll it in like a bowling motion towards the goal. A lot of fun, very leisurely. You're not going to break a sweat. Good thing to just get family and friends together and just socialize with each other.
And I'm looking at some of the different rollers that you roll, and there's different points like 5, 2, 4, 1. So I'm looking at, like, right now the 5. Is it 5 on both sides, or does it matter which side it lands on?
So what's kind of cool about it is it's almost like a dice set. So on one side is a 2, the other side is a 5, the other discs have a 6 and a 1, and a 3 and a 4. They all add up to 7, which is the same as like a set of dice, if you look at that. So you might roll it and you have a 5 and a 2, and it might fall on the 2 side or the 5 side. So there's a little bit of unknown of your scoring, what you might get, kind of a chance.
That's really cool. And you don't have that with beanbags, and you don't have that with all the other games. So another difference right there. Again, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us. I think it's really cool that you've got this. Congratulations as well. The way that I first learned of you is I see that you won a grant. Now let's talk a little bit about that.
I did. The University of Syracuse has a program called IBMF, which is helping veterans and veteran spouses transition out of the military and start their own business. And I did a pitch to an audience, and there were about 150 contestants that applied, and I won third prize in regards to as a 90-second elevator pitch for rollers.
That is really cool. Well, we do a program within our program called Good News, and you were our Good News one day. We talked about the fact that you won this grant and all the cool things that you're doing because you're doing some great things. And I said, you know what, I want to reach out to him and see if we can have him on the program. So thank you for being available to chat, and thank you for doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me on. Have a great day.
And I'm going to have a link to the website for people to find it. Which stores can they find? There's some big-name stores that they can find this in already, aren't there?
Yeah, you can get it at Dick's Sporting Goods, Amazon, Wayfair, Walmart.com. A lot of specialty retailers. We love working with specialty retailers, mom-and-pop stores, supporting them. And let's see, there's a Meijer is another one. So there's a bunch out there. It's not in the largest retailer, so I would think mid and small retail right now.
Well, we're going to throw a link on our page to your website, and folks can find it there. Again, it's called Rollors, and if you're just looking for it online, it's spelled differently than maybe you would think. It's Rollors. And like I said, I've got a link to it to make it really easy at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
It's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In a recent survey, Americans revealed that banana was their favorite smell. So
what?
Banana is their favorite smell.
Oh, I do not
scent.
like.
What
the
would you say is
smell
your
of
favorite
bananas.
smell?
I'm
going to write it down here. I'm going to. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Say it.
I have lots of favorite smells.
What is your favorite smell?
Fresh cut grass.
Oh.
And lilacs.
Okay.
And the smell after a rainstorm, and a freshly washed baby, and roses.
Let me show you what I have.
French fries.
First thing that
gasoline.
I wrote down, I guessed. That's enough, Heidi. I wrote down rain and lilacs and grass. So those were like in your top 5. I know my wife so well. And one last fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The 2-foot-long bird called the Kea, K-E-A, lives in New Zealand, likes to eat the strips of rubber around car windows. What a weird thing. So there you go. The Kea is eating the rubber off your Kia. So
alrighty.
Kind of weird. Couple of fun facts, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and today's word is garbist. 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 What do you think it is, Heidi? Garbist.
I don't know.
Would you be surprised if I told you it was a noun?
No.
No, okay. Would you be surprised if I told you a garbist is one who is adept at engaging in polite behavior, an expert in etiquette? You are quite the garbist, Heidi.
Actually, yes, I would be, because to me, I would think it's more like a trash-related thing.
Oh, like garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
that's the exact opposite.
It is
really.
shocking, yes. Garbist. Today's grandiloquent word.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, some weird news for you this weekend. This one is not illegal. It's not a crime, but it's weird. A Pennsylvania school district said they're going to arm their teachers, Heidi.
I think that's a good thing.
But they're going to arm them with baseball bats.
Oh, yeah. Because that'll work well.
Well, that's why it's the weird news here.
Good
Mill Creek
Lord.
School District organized a training day on how to respond to a potential shooter with a baseball bat. The district paid. I got 2 baseball bat stories today, which is weird. The district paid $1,800 for the bats. William Hall, who's a district superintendent, told the newspaper there the bats were primarily symbolic and a last resort, and options if something we want people to be aware of. So at least somebody that would go there would know that, hey, you're going to get thumped by baseball bats, which nobody would want. They're conducting an online survey to gauge the feelings on arming teachers with guns in the classroom as well. He said 70% to 30% would favor the move, but the district is not really actively planning that currently. So they said, hey, let's do a survey and find out if we gave the teachers guns, would you approve? 70% said yes, and they go,
absolutely.
Well, we're not going to do that. Why did you ask them then?
Yeah.
I got a link to the whole story in our weird news section on the show notes blog at johnandheidishow.com. Now, your moment of duh. We're talking about baseball bats again. 25-year-old Xavier Inercio Moran of Palm Beach, Florida, was arrested after his own dashboard camera showed him committing a burglary. He's accused of using a baseball bat to break into Sally's Beauty Supply in Royal Palm Beach and then into the safe to get money. More than 3 hours after the burglary, though, he was involved in a car crash. He told the deputy that, hey, I was cut off by another driver and I can prove it with my dash cam, which he handed over to the officers, not remembering that, oh, hey, earlier, I robbed a place on that camera. They viewed the footage. They observed his vehicle backing into a parking space, and then they showed him taking out a baseball bat from the trunk and breaking the glass, going in to rob the place. So, yes, you are innocent of the one crime that was a minor thing, but you are getting arrested for that major crime that you also filmed. That was just not the smartest thing. That's why this is today's moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
Time now for fake news or Florida. I got to hide my page over here again. I don't want my cheating wife over here to
my gosh.
cheater face cheater. You notice since I started covering these, you haven't gotten any of them right.
Whatever. You've been covering them from the beginning. You're such a
teasing.
spaz.
I'm just teasing you because it's fun. And we've got a minute, and it takes 12 seconds to do this. What are you laughing at? Fake news or Florida? Is this something that actually happened in Florida, or am I making it up? A man told police the cocaine they found in his buttocks wasn't his. Fake news or Florida? Absolutely right. You remember that story, don't you?
Yes.
I remember talking about that. So that is
That's
another.
not mine. Oh,
How did
okay.
it
You're
get
free
there?
to go then.
How
sir.
did it get in there? I don't know. I sat down on the park bench. That's probably where it came from.
You are free to go. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I don't think so. I have actually had some people who say they really, and this is a person who is a Floridian, born and raised in Florida, says that they really do like this feature. So
good. I like this
I hope
feature.
that people don't get
I think
upset.
they'd like the other ones that I like
no,
as well.
we're not doing those. This has a gray area. Those, no gray area. Completely offensive. These, some gray area. We're trying to not be offensive. It's all in fun. So we've got this on our show notes page as well. It's the blog at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. And this one is actually from my home state, but it's not from anywhere near where I grew up. It's from Bath, South Dakota.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
I don't know where that is, but I'm from the state of South Dakota, and it's a great state, but it's a big state, and there's a lot of small towns, and this is probably one that I've never heard of. So, but the blue corduroy jacket is a familiar symbol of the FFA organization, worn as a part of an official dress during the activities. But April 16th, so just this last week, at the South Dakota FFA Convention in Brookings, as part of the SDFFA Living to Serve Life.
That's a lot of letters.
They removed their jackets and they rolled up their sleeves to help stop hunger. So they took off these jackets, Heidi, rolled up their sleeves, and they helped out. And this is the part that is just so
what
cool.
What does a blue corduroy jacket have to do with farmers?
It's what they wear.
You don't see them walking around in blue corduroy jackets.
If they feel like looking fancy, they do. But they packed at this Living to Serve. That's their motto. And they packed for a company by the name of Feeding South Dakota, packed and sealed 69,336 meals.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy?
That's very cool.
So this is at their convention. So they have this big convention, and they could have very easily at their convention, said, hey, we're going to have a karaoke night, or we're going to have some fun thing, which I'm sure they had some fun stuff too. But also during their state convention for the South Dakota Future Farmers of America Foundation, they said, hey, let's do something nice. Our motto is living to serve. Let's serve. So what a cool story. This was sent to me, and I wanted to share it. So this became our good news for today. And again, the FFA organization, they have that all over the place, but this is the one in South Dakota. And I've got a link to it and the images here of these kiddos doing their thing, packing, again, 69,336 meals.
Bath, South Dakota has a population of 172 people.
That's probably why I haven't heard of that one.
So was it only the FFA kids from Bath that did this many
meals?
No,
statewide.
Because I was going to say, out of 172 people, they got, what, 8 kids?
I don't know. The story came from Bath, but I don't know. It's a statewide thing from the whole state of South Dakota. So
okay.
I've got a link to this in our show notes if you want to read all about it.
Those kids are dedicated.
There's 2 kids. They've been working on this for a month. No, there's a photo. There's a bunch of kids. It's really cool. So we make no light of that. I think it's awesome. If you want to read the story, it's in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.